My name is Noor, and I'm a friend of Sophie, and I'm attending this interview because I was there on January 7, 2015, when the attack happened in Paris.
I would first like to ask you what was the reason you were in Paris that time?
Well, I recently turned 21, and my dad gave me a present for my birthday, and that was to go to Paris with him. So that's why I went there for a few days.
That turned out different than you expected, right?
Yes, it did. We went to a restaurant, and when we heard the news, so we were, especially me, I was really shocked when it happened, and I was kind of, I was scared at that moment when it happened.
And how did it make you feel, and how did the other people respond who were there at the time?
Well, we were in a restaurant, so we were just with people from Paris, and they were also really shocked when they got the news. Some people were crying, and yeah, it was really, really scary to be there.
Okay. Now I would like to ask you some questions about the Charlie Hebdo and what happened and what it's according to the Islam.
Yes.
I first would like to ask you, what do you think about the statements and drawings Charlie Hebdo publishes?
Well, I think it has two parts. It's good that people talk about it and that they make it like a subject to talk about. But on the other hand, I think that the pictures are kind of provoking and not respectful to the people from the Islam.
Some newspapers claim that Charlie Hebdo provoked the attack because of their statements and drawings. Do you agree on that, and what do you think about that?
I think I would say yes and no. Yes, because they're going against people's religion. It says in the Quran that you're not allowed to show any pictures of Allah, and they are actually doing that. So it's disrespectful to their religion, but it doesn't give the people from the Islam the right to actually do this attack, I think. So, I mean, even when they're being provoking and disrespectful, it's still not something that they're allowed to do, I think.
Okay, and do you think this could be prevented if Charlie Hebdo didn't publish these kind of things? Or do you think that this wasn't prevent this at all? Because
I think the Islam was trying to get a reason to do this attack. I think it would still have happened. Maybe in another place, not for Charlie Hebdo, but maybe in Amsterdam or in London, that you don't know. But because it's such a fight between the Islam and Al Qaeda or the IS and Al Qaeda, and so it would have happened anyway. Because they want to get known, and they would have done it. Yes.
Yes,
for sure.
And are you afraid they will do it in Amsterdam now? Do you think that this is the start of a very big fight over a whole lot of countries? Or do you think that the people are shocked by this, that they won't do it in other countries? Or do you think that this is just the start of something really big?
Well, I hope not. I think it is possible that the Islam will now also try to attack people here in the Netherlands. I don't know, but I don't know. I think it will happen again for sure, but I hope not in the Netherlands.
Okay. Do you think that freedom of press and speech collides with the general respect for religions and cultures, and above all respect in general? So do you think that what is more important, the freedom of press and speech, or respect towards your fellow people?
Well, I think freedom of speech is the most important. I think that that they were allowed to send all these messages. So yeah, it is freedom of speech. It's important.
So you think that freedom of speech is more important than respect?
Yes, I think freedom is more important, or freedom of speech is more important than respect for others, because I think, well, it is in the law, of course, and I think that it is important that people are allowed to say whatever they want and to publish whatever they want.
So you think that the law is more important than human values?
Well, I mean, if you say it like that, that makes it sound like I'm this mean person. But I think, freedom of speech is very, very important, and we should stick to that. And of course, respect is also important. But I think in this case, freedom of speech is more important than the respect for others.
In reaction at what happened at the Charlie Hebdo, there are many magazines publishing also provocative images and messages. What do you think about that? That after all this happened because of those Charlie Hebdo statements and drawings, that other countries are just taking it on and also begin at publishing these things?
Yes, well, I saw already some images in magazines here in the Netherlands. I haven't seen many in other countries as well, but because I haven't been anywhere. But I think it is a good statement from also the Netherlands that they show that they're not afraid of the IS and Al Qaeda and what they are capable of doing, because. The Al Qaeda could now also attack the Netherlands and magazines here, because we also show these things. But it's good that they don't stop. They showed that there is this freedom of speech.
What do you think about the "Je suis Charlie" statement? Do you think that it was an exaggeration, that all those people came together, or do you think that?
Yeah, I thought it was a beautiful thing. I do think that, there was also on the news that there are also a lot of people dying in Africa, and a lot of the news doesn't go to those places, and I think that's not good. But still, I felt it was really nice that they had this this walk where 1.5 million people showed up. I mean, that's just amazing.
Okay, and what do you think about Charlie Hebdo publishing another issue of it?
Well, I think that's really good that they didn't stop after this, and that they just went on and worked on it, even when it was so hard for all the people working there, because it was a really scary and sad time for them. But I think it was really good, and that they also made a statement by going on.
Do you have an overall opinion on what happened in Paris?
Well, yes, I think that it's very important that whatever we write and whatever we publish, it doesn't give them, the IS and Al Qaeda, the right to do these kind of attacks. And I think it's really important that we in the Western world show that we're not afraid, and that we just go on with living and go on with publishing whatever we want.